Hey everybody, welcome back to the YouTube channel. I'm Ron with 41 Trading. We deal in militaria, antiques, collectibles, trading cards, and just about anything of value. Try to find cool stuff, get it to people at a good price. So I'm trying to stay as consistent as possible, even though I'm a day late, and get in a here's what sold video. This is what sold last week, from Monday up until yesterday, Sunday, August 9th. It's a decent week. Sales have been pretty steady. What I thought was a summer slump in June has been pretty strong momentum in July and August, and it's a strong start to August. And if things keep going at this rate, it's going to be just as good as July. Would love to double things from here, but things are growing and things are in motion. But anyway, let's just look at what sold and what's going right, and what the potential is for things going forward. So, yeah, 750 bucks in gross sales last week. Average, about where you want it. I think, I try to aim for about 50 bucks a sale. Uh, the more you can do, the better. But 50 bucks, there's usually enough margin in there if you're buying at the right price after fees. I try to assume cost of goods on stuff I buy is going to be like 5 to 10 bucks. So after fees, you tend to make 20 to 30 bucks, which is what we're doing with 57% margins. So let's just get into some of the top selling things in terms of profit dollars and returns. So this was an off eBay sale. Funny, you know, I didn't think this was going to sell. I acquired this in August of 2025. Didn't list it until sometime in July, I think. Listed, when was it listed? Well, no, it's not going to tell me when it was listed because it doesn't link up to Craigslist and Facebook listings. But put this up locally. You know, you could ship this for $100, but it's not even worth $100. This is a huge TV. It's probably 2.5 feet diagonal, the whole thing, and probably weighs like 15, 20 pounds. It's a big old CRT TV. Black and white, it's from 1978. You can run inputs into it with converters and such. I've seen people with color ones play like Mario Kart on it, which is kind of cool. So there's really no, in my mind, natural demand for this kind of thing. Nobody's gonna want to buy it. Like, what's the point? But I was like, I've had it sitting around. I may as well do something with it, and it did inspire me to kind of think out of the box and think, who would want something like this? Well, somebody doing a period piece, somebody trying to represent being in 1978, the early 1980s. Maybe somebody doing a movie production, a theater production, etc. So actually looking at exploring that as a new business line, a new revenue line, so to speak. Being able to take stuff that doesn't have a big retail market and sell it to somebody who needs to do set dressing. Uh, so things are in motion there, and it's well, don't want to get your hopes up, but kind of optimistic looking. Um, and this actually sold on uh, Facebook Marketplace, so it's pseudo retail, but it is going to end up being destroyed, which may make some people upset, but um, it's for art, which may make some of you happy. They're going to be doing a amateur production with it, so that's kind of cool. But anyway, yeah, there's really good for me. No negotiating. Sold it at the list price of 85 bucks on a $5 purchase. So um, that was really great, and still ended up opening my mind to potentially new revenue lines. So in the future, instead of passing this kind of thing up, I might just go buy it, you know, on spec, uh, which is great. This is the kind of stuff that's probably going to go very cheap if you see it at an estate sale or a garage sale or something like that, and then you can sell it for pretty decent money. Next thing that sold, 21-inch tall hurricane lamp, double globe. I'm really worried about this. I'm really worried about it getting damaged in shipping. I shipped the top globe in a separate box, so shipping was a little bit more expensive than I initially planned. It's 30 bucks to ship the main body, an extra 10 bucks to ship the globe. Sold it for a decent price though, with plenty of margin. I bought this for $2, so still ended up making $61 net on it. Um, Despite that, I am still worried that it's going to get damaged somehow. Which if that's the case, then I refund everything and I'm out. The $2 that I paid for it and the $2 or $30, $40 that I paid to ship it. So that is actually a pretty big loss, but I guess the learning here is don't bite off more than you can chew, or focus on selling these things locally. I think this thing would have sold locally eventually. Uh, it sold relatively quickly on eBay, 30 days to sell. So, it's also another thing that might go into a theater or prop house or something like that. So I might rethink how I do things like this in the future. But as it stands now, that is on its way to the buyer, and cross your fingers it gets there safely. This is just a canvas rucksack FSS. I don't know what that stands for. Forest Service something. I don't know. Missoula Helitack came out of the Lolo Forest Service firefighters outpost, whatever you want to call it. Helitack. They are they have a couple helicopters and they deploy crews to fight fires, to manage forests, controlled burns, stuff like that. Uh, don't know exactly how this ended up with me. I have quite a few Forest Service things. I mean, being here in Western Montana, that kind of stuff is just around. How it gets out into the wild, I don't really know. These things used to be like 40, 50 bucks. They supplies sort of dried up on eBay. Now they go for over 50 bucks. Um, I listed mine at 60 bucks and it sold for 60. I had offers enabled. Didn't get an offer that just took it for 60 plus 10 bucks shipping. So 70 bucks total. And what did I pay for it? I think I signed 10 bucks to it. I didn't do it pro rata. I bought, I don't know, what was it? 8 things, 10 things in a $50 buy. So this one I knew was going to be worth a little bit more, so I could afford to give it a little bit more cost. Um, and, ended up paying for almost the entire purchase. So that's nice. These are nice bags, probably not very comfortable. They just have canvas straps for shoulder straps, but I don't know. People like this stuff, so this nice little flip. This got it on auction. This was one of those things that I think I bought in. No, I probably did buy this. It was just a lot of neon signs, 3 neon signs plus the base that these all fit into, selling all 4 pieces separately. So presumably the buyer has a base that this will fit into, or is buying a base separately. Just a neon open sign. Um, it's moving kind of slow. I, you know, yeah, I say that, but sold in about a month, 30 days. That's pretty good, and probably paid for close to everything that I bought in this lot. So I did get an offer on one of the other 3 signs, and it was just I felt like they were lowballing me, so I didn't take it. But yeah, I mean, almost paid for itself now, so it's just a matter of time before the rest of them sell, in my opinion, and it'll just be profit from there. So moving on. Yeah, there's just not much else to say about it. Just weird stuff that you pick up, and somebody out there wants to buy it. Why would I buy something like this? I don't know. I just had a feeling. Uh, Not to brag, but I feel like I have a decent eye for this kind of stuff. This is just kind of a no-brainer pickup, right? So new in-box stuff at an estate sale. Got this with some ice skating, not ice skating, cross-country skiing shoes. They clip into the skis, so those are probably not going to sell for 3, 4, 5, 6 months, right? But bought it all in a lot with these wading shoes, and well, it's summer, so people are still fishing. So this is the second pair. I guess you saw this other pair on the last week's Here's What Sold This Week. But yeah, this is close to paying for itself. I think I spent 75 bucks on everything. So if whatever the net profit on the others was, probably close to 30 bucks. Almost paid for itself, and I still got those cross-country ski shoes to sell. New in box with tags. Comps on them are really good. I think retail, they're like $125 cross-country ski shoes. So, sell them for 75, 60, 75 bucks when winter comes. Make that money. This got in a lot of stuff at an auction. I didn't buy the lot for this thing. I, you know, got something. I don't even remember what else was in the lot or the thing it was that I particularly wanted. So I figured a lot of the stuff in this lot was going to end up going to Goodwill. This one was actually pretty nice. This is a really beautiful, detailed map. Unfortunately, the new ones sell for like 25 or 30 bucks, 35 bucks maybe with shipping. So not a lot of money to be made in it, especially if you're having to ship it. Fortunately, it's the kind of thing with local demand. It's a Montana map, very beautifully illustrated, brand new. All the edges were pristine. Put it up on Facebook Marketplace, sold relatively quickly. I'd say in 30 days, and it's just an easy 20 bucks. I met the guy like 5 minutes from my house, so easy money. Make that money. So the guy that bought the RCA TV was like, yeah, this whole storage unit, everything in here is for sale. Just open boxes and see if there's anything you like. And he was looking for old funky stuff. I didn't even know what was in this box, but I opened the box up, and here's this old funky radio. I am kind of sad to see this go because it is Sony, and I just kind of have an affinity for Sony electronics. Uh, I don't know. I guess I kind of feel like it's a good product, especially old classic stuff. Um, I imagine they're probably going to destroy this along with the TV, but um, you know, uh, uh, what am I going to do? It hasn't sold in quite some time. It's been up on eBay for quite a while, and I'd rather get the money for it. There's more of these out there in the wild, so it's not like we're destroying a one of a kind thing. These are on sale, 10% off for $17.99. Still trying to clear this bulk buy out of my inventory, and it's going very slowly, but it is going. This sold to a buyer in Canada, so they paid quite a bit for this with the international shipping. Uh, I did take an offer on it, I believe, so $39.99 was the list price. They offered 30. I said sure. It was just the kind of thing that it's kind of big and bulky, taking up space for a relatively low dollar amount. I still cleared $15 on it. Uh, was it worth having it sitting on a shelf, taking up, 2 feet by 1 feet of space for another 10 bucks? Probably not worth it with the way things are going. 2 months to sell. I'd rather not have it sitting around another 2 months. Although I'm not at a point where space is constrained yet, I could still probably fill. I have probably 2.5 shelves worth of space. Uh, Shelving units, not just shelves. 2.5 shelving units worth of space, and those are 48 inch deep by 72 by 72. Anyway, yeah, got this gone. Turnover is kind of the name of the game, I'm finding. So last thing we have here, Art Deco, uh, phone, uh, camera. What this picture doesn't show you, this is like an expanding camera. So this plate, uh, it pops out where there's a button you press or something and that expands. And I don't know all the mechanics of like why that needs to happen. Probably something to do with focal lengths and distance from the film and blah blah blah. Uh, is this something that someone is going to use? I don't know. Is it just a decoration piece? I don't know. It's relatively small, easy to purchase at $5 and have sitting in a box and sell for $10. After 2 months. So, uh, yeah, that's it. What else is there to say about this thing? I have another one of these. Maybe I sold the other one. There were just a couple old, like 1930s, 1940s cameras at this estate sale. I don't know if I sold the other one. Anyway, yeah, just you see old stuff like this, if it's priced right, under $5 to $10. That's again what I target. Um, net profit margin ended up being a little bit low, I guess. Kind of look for $50, but sometimes you just got to take chances on these things, and that's what I did. I don't know, not much else to add about this. Um, so uh, can't think of anything else to add that might be educational on any of these things. So I hope this video was educational, entertaining, whatever. If you like this content, throw me a thumbs up, a subscribe, etc. Find me on Instagram, 41 Antiques Co. 41, the number 41, Antiques Co. All one word, Antiques Co. Posting more of the higher end artsy type stuff, one of a kind stuff there, and trying to use that as a feeder to the eBay store, and trying to gain traction there. Doing advertising, which seems to work pretty well, and seeing conversion from those Instagram posts into eBay, which is kind of interesting. So, yeah, thanks for watching. Peace.